Welcome back to Course Continuity through Online Teaching, a triage guide for instructors. In this session, we're going to be talking about how to move your content to Canvas. This is your course website, so we'll be talking about how to set that up. If you haven't already, you may want to look back at sessions 1 and 2 that give you an overview of online learning as well as an overview to how to access Canvas. When you log into Canvas for the first time, of course, this is what your dashboard looks like. Clicking on one of your tiles takes you to a course's homepage. The course navigation is on the left-hand side of the course homepage. Let's go through and just look at a couple of these that are important for you to know. The home link is always on top and returns users to the course homepage. The announcements link just beneath it is the best and easiest way to post announcements to your class. Not only are students automatically emailed a copy of announcements posted here, but they can also access a list of past archived announcements by clicking this link. The syllabus link shows the syllabus for your course. Along with it, at the very end, is an automatically generated list of all the due dates based on the assignments for the course. Other items in the course navigation may be grayed out or not visible as indicated by the eye icon. This is simply because they either have no content or have been turned off for student view in the course. You can set the visibility of course navigation settings under the settings link. The center of the home page is the place where all of your students will see the content and the structure of your course when they log into Canvas. This is the main landing page for your course. So the middle of the page is the representation of your course content and where the basic structure is introduced when they log in. As such, it's important to provide links and materials on the course homepage that'll make it easier for your students to navigate the course. I encourage you not to load your content directly to the homepage of your course, but rather to use it as a landing page that links to other content. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a few moments. The right-hand side of your page shows course links, your to-do items, your course calendar, and course weights if your course is using weights. At the top right of the navigation is typically a course status information toggle that shows whether the course is published or not. A course has to be published in order for students to see it in Canvas. Once students begin accessing a course content, the course cannot be unpublished and these buttons will go away. So in this case, when I was developing the course, I could see the buttons. It was unpublished. Once I made the course published and available to students, they came in, they began using the content, the buttons have gone away. You'll see another course in a minute that shares exactly how this looks when you log into a brand new course. Let's talk a little bit about how to move your course into Canvas if you haven't already done so. So if you're moving to a new Canvas or moving your course content into Canvas for the first time, I recommend organizing your content based on topic. We call these content groupings instructional modules. So when students visit a course website, it has to be really obvious where they need to go and what they need to do. Well, modules make it easy for students to get started. Let's take a closer look. First, you need to be able to set your course homepage to course modules. So I'm going to open up a brand new course. And right now, this course is set to receive modules. But if it's not, I can click the home page button on the right and then click the format for the course homepage. For this tutorial, we're going to use course modules and click Save. This is slightly different than the example of the course that you've seen just previously. I'm trying to look at an easy way to move content quickly and effectively for the students, so it's not a fully developed course with best practices and all the links. We're just trying to get content up and running for your students. So if you think this looks a little different as we go along than what you just saw with my current active course, you're right. and there's a reason for that. We're working with a lot less time and a lot less resources. So then from your course homepage, you can create a new module or content grouping for your course information. So we're going to click create a new module. We're going to name it Intro to Instructional Design. And I can lock it until a certain date if I don't want that module to become visible until a certain time, and then click Add Module. Now, once you have the module created, we can click the plus button to add assignments, files, quizzes, pages, discussions, any type of content here. This is really helpful if you want to add handouts, worksheets, other files, or even recorded lectures. For any of these things, you would simply create or click the file from the drop-down menu, click New File, and then browse to find a file. In this case, I see a lecture that I want to include. I click Open and Add Item. This MP3 file may take a little while to load just because MP3 files, other media files are a little bit larger than, say, a Word document or a PDF. But once it's loaded, it should be available within the module for students to use and engage. Again, if I want to go back, add a different file like a handout, click Browse and find some handouts that I want to include, add the item, and it's posted again for my students. A module should represent a small chunk of content for a particular day, week, or a topic covered. So be mindful. Make sure that you're making them manageable in size for students. If you include too much content in a module or all the content for an entire course in a single module, that can really be confusing or overwhelming for students. Also note that in order for the students to access the content and the module that it resides in have to be published. So you can see that the content here is published by virtue of having a green check to its right. However, the module is not published, so students can't get into this module unless I also click to publish it. And then once this, again, as a reminder, the entire course has to be published here in the upper right-hand corner in order for that content to be live for all my students. Nearly all the types of assignments in Canvas can be collected and graded, just like you would in normal courses. So we can use this to monitor, assign, collect, and grade assignments. It's quite powerful in that way. So in this section, we're going to talk about the basics of using the assignments feature in Canvas. To create an assignment, you're going to click the plus button associated with that module, select assignment, create a new assignment, and add the item. We'll call this one term paper. Now, once we click on that assignment, we can open it up. You can see right now it's just a blank assignment. There's no content. So let's edit and add a little bit more detail. So the title has been imported in, but let's give it a full-blown instruction set. So instructions go in this large field here in the center of the page. You can see that there's a lot of functionality for formatting, adding media, connecting links, YouTube, images. So lots of options for you there. Then you're going to enter the number of points possible for the assignment, and we're going to skip down to submission type. You need to have an online submission because we're going to receive the content online, and we want students to upload files to submit for this type of online. If you select online, you have to also select one of these 4 types of online assignments. 90% of the time, my students are using the file uploads feature. So if you want your students to submit something, turn something in by uploading a file, that's what you select. Then we scroll down to the bottom, and we want this assignment to be due. We're going to give them a long time, so we're going to set it way out in the future. But you can see that there's a time and date stamp, so make sure you set that accordingly. And then when you're done, click Save and Publish. Now your assignment is published. If we go back to the course homepage, we have our module, we have our audio lecture, we have our handout that we uploaded, and now we have an assignment that goes within that module for students to complete. Again, all three are published and the module itself is published. So short of publishing the course, this content is available. Now, once you have students who have submitted assignments, it's going to look a little differently. Let's go back to my course, my Canvas dashboard. Remember when I logged in, I had all these to-do items on the right? Well, you can see the assignments that my students have turned in this week. One of those assignments is the standard operating procedures that I need to grade. You see there were 27 submissions. So I can click on that here. If I happen to be in the course, that's also located here in my course to-do list. And if I just click on the assignment title, it takes me to the speed grader. The speed grader is a place where I can view the assignment that they've submitted. I can enter comments or record comments via audio file or video file, and I can enter a grade. The grades are automatically posted into the grade book. Now, let's just say as a alternative, I don't really feel comfortable using with the speed grader. I can click assignments, find the assignment listed here. This is the main assignment page. And what I can do is click the link to download the submissions in the right-hand side. This will download a zip file that I can then have a folder with all the assignment submissions, grade them separately, and then record later my final assignment grades in the gradebook. The gradebook is linked over on the left-hand navigation of every course. So finally, just remember, don't forget to publish your course content for your students. Once you've put all this together, your course has to be published in order for students to access content. Publishing the course can be done from that course homepage in the right-hand navigation. Also, don't forget that all your content within your course has to be published along with the modules. And just a reminder, just because you publish a course, that doesn't affect any of the course content. You manually have to publish individual content pieces for students to be able to see it. Thanks for tuning in today on this third part of our series. And I hope you'll stay tuned for the final portion on how to record lectures and hold a live class in Zoom. See you then.